a child, music made me smile. Some people called it rhythm and soul. I could never get enough of this kind of stuff, cause I think they call it rock and roll. I said roll. Come on everybody, cause we're down with the rock and roll.
The Final Countdown.
Are you with me? Can you feel it?
Hey you guys, welcome back to the Vinyl Countdown. I'm Peaches. What's going on? Say you guys, I'm out in the backyard trying to get some more stuff done. The spring cleaning just never seems to end. You know, and so I'm back here doing some stuff, and all of a sudden, boom, I got this idea for a video in my head. And it has to do with music. Okay, you guys, you know, everybody talks about a lot of aspects when it comes to music and what the benefits are to music and all of that stuff. But you know, there's one thing I never really hear anybody talk about in the music community when it comes to one of the biggest benefits to music that there is. You guys, here it is. One of the biggest benefits that I've ever seen when it comes to music, and if you really think about this, it is huge. It is the benefit that you get from music, where music helps you get the job done. You guys, let me explain this a little bit, okay? There are tons of things that music motivates, but I'm telling you, I started thinking about this, and I'm like, wow. You know, since the beginning of time, since a person discovered the ability to sing, way back, we're talking almost Adam and Eve days, okay? They discovered the ability to sing, and they immediately started using it to motivate themselves to get the job done, to get the work done around their farm, their homestead, their place of employment, okay? If you go back in time and you really start to reference this, you can look at hymns from the Bible, and you can jump through time and remember the old days. Do you remember that movie, Brother, Where Art Thou? Did you ever see that movie? They had guys singing on ball and chain gangs that were in prison. You know, they had the black and white suits on that were all striped. They were all hooked up to a chain. They were all singing these songs as they picked the dirt in the ditches. Good old-fashioned songs from way back in the day, you guys. I can't even imagine the songs that the Egyptians had when they were working to build the pyramids. I mean, there had to be some kind of thing. Well, jump forward a little bit, and then you get into like the discovery of America. Okay, you guys? Back in those days, people had song upon song upon song that they had learned and made up as they went, as they were working the farm fields, as they were raising cattle, as they were doing chores around the house. And it wasn't discriminative to guys or girls or kids or adults. Everyone sang. They sang around the fire. They sang around the dinner table. They did it all, you guys. Okay, so it's like you start thinking about that stuff, and then you think about how does it motivate me? Okay? Well, I can remember since I was a little kid, when my dad started building a new house. And one of the first things I noticed that he brought into this place, as soon as the foundation was poured, was he brought in a stereo, a radio. And immediately started turning that radio on, and I remember 70s tunes coming through those speakers, and I could see how it motivated him to, you know, as a small child, you don't really think about a lot, but I mean, I could see how it was a major motivation to getting that work done, to help him build that house that he wanted to build, okay? And then I started looking around at other people on the job. You know, I saw carpenters working when I was a small child, and they always had a radio on the job site, some kind of a battery-operated radio. And it didn't matter if it was country music, classic rock, anything you could think of. I mean, we're not talking Celine Dion songs. Those songs, you know, those songs aren't really going to motivate too many people, you know. But we're talking, you know, anything from country to classic rock to heavy metal, you know, any of the Black Sabbath stuff, you know. And you always saw the radio at the job site, at the place of employment, whether they were milking cows in a barn, whether they were laying bricks on a job site, whether a guy was landscaping, whatever, you know, it didn't matter. There was always music there to help motivate people, and it seemed to be very, very, very common. Well, growing up, I started to work, and I started to notice that this was going to be part of me. You know, having music wherever I was to get the job done really helped motivate me. I remember working in so many different places where there was always some kind of music playing, speakers playing. Somebody had a boombox with a tape player or a CD player, and whether you're working on, like, I worked on several construction sites, I worked in factories, I worked on farms. It didn't matter. And you look at this today, you guys, you can go on any YouTube video, you can go on any Facebook page, and you can see some guy plowing a field in a tractor and he's got a radio playing inside. You can see anybody at a job site putting siding on a house and they got a radio playing. And you go into any factory around and you can hear music coming out of speakers to help motivate the employees to get the job done. So it's just this massive, massive thing that I never heard anybody talk about. And the more I think about it, the more potent it is that it's an absolute fact that music motivates people hugely to get work done, to get the job done, to get a project done. Now, I've pulled a few albums out that I remember in past days that have helped me get motivated to get the job done, and they still do. So I just thought I'd show a couple records along with this interesting subject, man. Here's one. This album has always motivated me to get off of my butt and get the job done. And it's Dr. Feelgood from Motley Crue. You guys, once the needle hits that turntable or that CD player or that tape player, and I'm ready to grab a shovel or ready to grab anything and a mop to mop the floor, I don't know. You guys, this album has really helped me pull through to get the job done and stay committed to what I'm doing. All right. Here's another one, you guys. I remember back when I was just coming out of high school, I had a job at a factory, at an electronics factory, putting circuit boards together and stuff. And, you know, it's like you got so bored and so sick of what you were doing because it was so tedious and so monotonous doing widget to widget to widget to widget to widget to widget. And over the radio always came songs from AC/DC, The Razor's Edge. You guys, this album helped me get through so many nights on second shift. I cannot even tell you, to the absolute boredom of the job that I was doing. But you know what? It wasn't only me. It was a whole team of people that were motivated by this kind of music to get the job done. It really puts a boost in a person's day. Okay, here's another one, you guys. I remember, you know, talk about being motivated to get the job done and get the work done and accomplish your goals. You guys, look at this one. Dwight Yoakam. This is an unbelievably awesome album. Just Looking for a Hit. Okay? You guys, this song, Long White Cadillac, oh my gosh. I played that song. Here's how this one motivated me. I was varsity track, okay, you guys, in high school. I was sharing the spot for #1 discus thrower on the whole team. You guys, I had a Sony Walkman. I think it was actually a Panasonic, but I had this Walkman that had a tape player, and I had headphones, and when we got on that bus to go to a track meet, I would immediately start playing this album, and I would play it over and over and over again. And when we were getting all stretched out and ready to compete for that discus throw, you guys, I would throw that song Long White Cadillac on. I know it's country music, but it did something to me, you guys. It just put a spark in me to do the best at what I did. And it turned out for me quite often. I shared the #1 spot for discus thrower on the team with another guy. We went back and forth. And wow, so many motivations from this. And then another thing, let's talk about other people you know. You guys know Mrs. Peaches. She shares the channel here with me, and she's on a whole bunch of videos here with me, and she's my wife. And I tell you, she loves nothing better than to get out all of her baking stuff and bake a pie or an apple crisp or whatever. She loves to put that apron on. She'll go straight into the kit or to the easy listening lounge. She'll turn on the stereo. She'll drop that needle on some Major Pink, you guys. She will put every single Pink album on all day long, and just there's flour flying all over the kitchen, dough flying everywhere, chunks of fruit. Yeah, man, you get Mrs. Peaches into the kitchen, man, and you throw on some Pink, you better look out. You better get out of the way. So here's another thing, you know, it's like Mrs. Peaches is totally motivated by Pink when she gets into the kitchen to start doing some major baking. So you guys, is there any music that specifically motivates you to get the job done, to get the work done around the house, to help you through your day at work? Hey, let me know. Go down in the comments, whatever. I'd love to hear what motivates you guys out in the music community to get the job done. Hey, I'm Peaches. Thanks for coming down to the Vinyl Countdown, and we will see you later.